Hello! Welcome to Out in the Woods Season 2! Pew, 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 pew. How are y'all doing? Oh my god. We made it! We made it. Oh my god. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Yes. Hello everybody. It's me, your friendly gayborhood host, Jacob. I'm still here, I'm still queer, and I really want to go somewhere, damn it. But for now, we still in this closet. I had forgotten almost my closet. But thankfully, it's not the summer, so it doesn't get hot in here. It just kind of stays neutral. How are y'all doing? What have y'all been up to since we last heard each other? I just fully paused like Dora the Explorer so that y'all could respond. I hear you. I hear you in my brain. It has only been about, I guess it's been about a month and a half since the Thanksgiving episode. So you would think that not a lot has changed, but things change in a New York minute in 2020 and 2021 now. Yeah. So let's get right into it. So last season, I began everything talking about me, my mission, blah, 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 blah. Well, this time I'm gonna do something very similar. I'm just gonna tell y'all about what's going on with old Jacob right now, and plans for season 2 and all of that good stuff. It's so interesting going back and listening to episode 1 and thinking how foolish I was to think that I could carry many episodes by myself without having to interview somebody. I'm very glad that I started interviewing people, because I don't know, I didn't like personally how episode 2 sounded whenever I scripted myself. And though I liked episode 1, I did not like how rambly I was. So that is my big fear for this episode, is that I'm going to be rambly. I did not give myself talking points. I just have them in my donkey brain. We're gonna hold on for dear life. And we're gonna get through it together. I know y'all are just happy to hear me. Yeah, really, I don't know why I cringe when I listen to episode 2. Maybe it's just because hearing me read my own writing. I don't know. But we're not doing that again. Other regret from season 1 is that I did not know how to properly record with Zoom the first couple of times that I recorded with Zoom. So I was a dumb poo-poo head and held my mic up to my computer speakers when I interviewed people, which created a lot of audio issues. Especially, I specifically remember in episode 7, A Black Queer Odyssey with Lucy Wells, I had such trouble hearing Lucy that first 10 minutes when I went back and listened, and somebody, hey Miss Christie, somebody actually complained that they couldn't hear what Lucy was saying. And y'all, audience, I feel so bad, because Lucy Wells was one of my favorite guests, and she said so much great shit. So hopefully, I have not reached out to Lucy, but hopefully I can get Lucy back on the show and I can correct myself, because I think, and I could be wrong, but I feel like a lot of people have changed since I talked to them in season 1. I know Cameron Petrie has. I know I have. I don't know. I feel like a lot has changed a lot has changed after the election and the fallout from that. But we're gonna steer away from that for now. But other than that, I really don't have any regrets from season 1. I want to go ahead and let y'all know, though, that season 2 will not be on YouTube, except for maybe if I video record Zoom calls. That's the only time where I will consider putting it on YouTube. And here's why, y'all. Here's why. I am all that I have. And I am a decent video editor, but I am not a fast video editor by any means. It takes up so much of my time, so much of the free time that I would like to enjoy doing other stuff. And that's not me necessarily being lazy, but I do work quite a bit, and I need the money that I earn from my work that I'm not earning from YouTube. So I would much rather utilize my free time to edit the podcast, which is a lot more touch and go, a lot less complicated, and yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is y'all can see the Zoom recordings on YouTube maybe, but do not look for my fun GoPro shot video recordings unless one of you wonderful people out in the listenerverse wants to edit all of my video and put it on YouTube. That was the main issue, y'all. Because you see, when you live out in the woods as I do, your internet is shite. It really is. We use Windstream. That's what my family has to use because well, we live on the forest moon of Endor, basically, and so there are not many options. So we basically just work with what we have, and that's why a lot of the time, y'all, I would have to delay videos. I would have to push back when they premiered because I was anticipating it to take maybe a couple of hours to upload, and it would take 12 hours, sometimes a day or more, to upload because the internet was so damn shitty. So once I move out of here, there may be a chance that I am able to upload to YouTube again. But for now, I'm going to just stick to what I know, which is podcasting. So sorry anybody out there who really loved my YouTube content. I will give you this consolation prize, though. I'm officially an adopted Gen Zer because I am on TikTok now. Yes, y'all, I'm on TikTok now. I'm so happy. I used to shit all over TikTok. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought it was cringe. The only TikToks I'd ever seen were cringe TikToks on Reddit. And I just thought, I don't know, it was for young kids that I just didn't understand. And then I finally gave in and downloaded TikTok, and I love it. I love every minute of it. It's got something for everyone. And now I'm part of that something for everyone. Y'all can follow me at JakeyPoo777. That's the official Out in the Woods TikTok account. And I'm planning on posting more. It's a lot. The editing process is nothing. The algorithm is a lot nicer. And there are just tons and tons of people. It's like everyone and their mom is on TikTok. So, look, it's perfect promotion. So yeah, look for me on TikTok. If you don't have TikTok, just go ahead and get it. You're going to get tired of people sending you TikTok videos and immediately trying to get you to download the app. Just go ahead and get it. Season 2 is going to be just as big and girthy as season 1, except I guess the recording quality would probably be better because I'm not figuring anything out this time as far as I'm concerned. I have a lot of people that I don't know that are going to be my guests, or people that I know very little about. So I'm very excited about that. That will definitely present the challenge for me of interviewing them without any preconceived notions or anything like that. So that's going to be great. Definitely interested to see where those go. You're going to hear a lot of new voices, and I'm hoping that you also get to hear a couple of familiar ones this season as well. I don't know if I'm planning any big frills or anything like I did with Halloween. Do y'all think Halloween was jumping the gun? Talk about it in the comments below. No, I don't know. I just noticed that listenership started going down a little bit for Halloween, which kind of disappointed me because first of all, I love the Halloween season, and I was hoping that y'all would eat Halloween up. I don't know, but either way, I'm just glad to be back working on this. In fact, y'all, I have put it on my Indeed resume now. So look out, world, because I can say that I am a professional podcast host here in this closet out in the middle of bumfuck Egypt. I actually, y'all, spoiler alert, I have a guest this season who is a fellow podcaster, but she is not going to be from the South or even the United States. Which I know sounds counterproductive, but she's a big fan. She reached out, and how the fuck am I gonna tell her no, right? So, y'all get ready for Out in the Woods International coming in season 2. I'm still taking applications, by the way, if anyone out there is listening. I would still love to have you. I'm not planning on stopping anytime soon. In fact, I really think I could have kept going with season 1 because a lot of the time that I thought was going to be sucked up by the Christmas holidays at work was not, because of COVID. And yeah, I really could have kept going. I guess that I did enjoy the break, though, only because I got a break from video editing once again, which was the bane of my existence. Things that happened in my personal life. I am really exploring my own expression of my queerness now. I got clip-on earrings from Claire's. I know all of you are probably thinking, why the fuck don't you get your ears pierced? Well, y'all, I live in Mississippi with parents who are both in their 60s who don't believe that men should get ear piercings. And I'm already pushing the limits enough by being the big fat queer that I already am. I just want to wait until I get out of the house to get my ears pierced. So right now I am experimenting with clip-ons, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt that I love them, and I feel like the inner queen is coming out more and more. Really excited. I got a fur coat. It's faux fur, of course. I'm not gonna wear real fur. Yeah, I'm not gonna wear real fur. And I love it. Once again, it's bringing out more of that side of me. You know, losing this weight, I have a lot more clothing options that I can choose from, and not gonna hold anything back because what y'all have come to expect this of Out in the Woods. I also have a lot more men on my platter to choose from now, and quite frankly, it's a great feeling. I'm becoming more fulfilled in ways that I wasn't before. I will say that I started smoking again, but I quit again, and then I started smoking again, and now I'm quitting again. So y'all send up your prayers because I really, 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 really do not need to maintain a nicotine addiction like I used to have, because God, it was bad. And also, like, it really does smell bad, y'all. It does smell bad. I do enjoy the smell of cigarettes, but I do not enjoy the smell of cigarettes on myself or other people. So, yeah, I guess I'm becoming more worldly now that I'm slimming down and transforming. Also, I turned 26 on the 27th of December, everybody. I know I didn't really make much of a hubbub on social media that many of my listeners would see. That was mostly just because, frankly, I was drunk. I was drunk, and I was preoccupied with spending time with people, whether those be friends or people from Grindr. So, yeah, no, I have 15 days. I'm looking at the calendar right now. I have 15 days until I officially lose my mother's really fantastic government employee insurance. So y'all, I really am trying not to spiral out of my mind thinking about that, but it is a very real thing right now for me. That's probably one of the worst things that is changing in my life, is losing this good health insurance, on top of the fact that I have a car note, I have car insurance that I'm paying, and I'm really, really, really trying to move out of here. And rent in many major cities is not cheap. I'm keeping my options open as far as who I move with, but I'm also, in a way, it would almost be quicker if I moved by myself, which means I would have to pay even more in rent and utilities and everything else. So, y'all, once again, keep your prayers out for me. If y'all have any advice, please slide in my DMs. Shoot me an email at ontw_. Nope. Look, I fucked that up. See, I'm 26. That means I have dementia now. Shoot me an email at ontwpodcast@gmail.com. If this just happens to be your first time listening, slide in my DMs at ontw_podcast on Instagram or Twitter. I hardly use Twitter because nobody gives me attention on Twitter. Or you can go find Out in the Woods on Facebook and message me there. I don't care which. If y'all have any helpful advice, I will gladly take it, because, oh my God, Obamacare is not what I thought it was going to be. Just an FYI, all they're offering me is Ambetter and Molina healthcare, which, for any of you nerds out there, every time I say Molina, I just think of Alfred Molina and Doc Ock, and immediately imagine Dr. Octopus trying to provide me with health insurance that I'm not going to be able to use anywhere, because I keep reading that they will laugh you out of doctor's offices if you have Molina health insurance. So, adulting. Yeah, it's pretty shitty. It's pretty shitty. But I'm not here to complain. I'm here to entertain and educate. Speaking of educating, another part of me exploring my own queerness has been listening to a podcast, of all things. I've been listening to Making Gay History, which is hosted by Eric Marcus, and it's basically him going back through his archive of interviews with LGBTQIA plus pioneers and basically just putting them on and all that. And it's crazy how much that movement still has echoes today, and how we think we have made so much progress sociopolitically, but we are still having some of the same conversations and the same struggles that we were even back in the 50s, when you could be arrested for not wearing gender conforming clothing. So Yeah, y'all. Also, quick statement, Black Lives still matter, in case we thought that was over. Speaking of, actually, let's go ahead and take a coffee break, so I can play y'all the good old messages. Hello, everybody. The following is a small list of places you can donate for Black lives and the lives of all people of color all across the United States. National Bailout, The Bail Project, Mutual Aid, the Navajo Water Project, My Block, My Hood, My City, Resist, Black Table Arts, Embrace Race, Social Justice Learning Institute, Black Feminist Project, Integrate NYC, Black Girls Code, Pretty Brown Girl, The Winter Institute, Ramp Your Voice with Velissa, Autistic People of Color Fund, Sins Invalid, ACLU, Black Lives Matter Global Network, Color of Change Education Fund, Anti-Racism Fund, the Refugee Dream Center, Alliance to Mobilize Our Resistance, Black Voters Matter Fund, the Collective Political Action Committee, the National Police Accountability Project, Campaign Zero, Communities United for Police Reform, Equal Justice Initiative, No New Jails NYC, Anti-Recidivism Coalition, Legal Rights Center, Transgender Law Center Black LGBTQIA Plus Migrant Project, Up Against the Law Legal Collective, Black Trans Advocacy Coalition, The Okra Project, Brave Space Alliance, Trans Justice Funding Project, the Loveland Foundation, Black Women for Wellness, National Queer and Trans Therapists of Color Network, National Black Disability Coalition, Sister Song, Navajo and OB Families COVID-19 Relief Fund, Orinda Tribe COVID Response, and Dinahosoto Families COVID-19 Relief Fund. There are many, many more, and they all need our help. So donate, volunteer, and do what you can for the future of people of color in this country. If the system won't, we will, because none of us are free until all of us are free. We're back. I got a cup of coffee and a fresh nicotine patch on my arm, so we are doing good. And yeah, I know that the fundraisers and charities for people of color has kind of become a staple in the interim on the podcast, and it's going to continue to be a staple until there ain't no problems no more, which may, be long after I'm done making this podcast, but who knows. It's just really important to me that we put our money down, because unfortunately we live within the confines of a capitalist society, and therefore money talks. And I mean, the thing is, I understand that not everyone can donate, but just spreading the word is doing something, in my opinion. So once again, y'all know my contact information, my email, my DMs, my socials, all of that. If there are any charities or fundraisers that need a shout out, please get at me and I will blast them on this podcast, because we ain't free until we're all free. So there you go. We're back, second half of the first episode, and I was thinking while I was stirring the sweetener into my coffee, I guess I would be considered one of the bad gays right now, because I do have I do participate in hookup culture right now during a pandemic. I also do frequent a gay bar. But I guess let this just be a little out in the woods lesson for everybody. I acknowledge the virus. I fully believe in it. I had it. Fuck, like, I survived it. It was the worst thing ever. And I understand that I am putting myself at risk by doing this, and I'm potentially putting other people at risk. Though I will say I am a huge mask wearer, and everything like that, mask for mask. But please hold your stones. Please do not throw them at me. Once again, out in the woods lesson. here in Mississippi, I know that it is not this way all across the country. In fact, I wish it was this way here. It's so relaxed. Mask wearing is mostly optional. I mean, you have to wear a mask to get in the door pretty much anywhere, but once you're there, you can pretty much take it off. I choose to keep mine on when I'm out in public most of the time, unless, of course, I'm sorry, y'all, unless I'm in the smoking area of the bar. In which case, I mean, I shan't wear it. But, you know, I acknowledge that it's worse than it's ever been, and honestly, as much as I don't want to lose the things that I'm exploring now and lose the kind of outlet that I have, which, let me go into that. When I say the outlet that I have, part of me in recent months flourishing in my sexuality has been me defying the odds and going out to the gay bar every Saturday night. I do. It's drag night every Saturday night at the local gay bar. And for me, living in the environment that I live in, a heteronormative white Christian household, just getting to go out and be around my people and see my people and talk to people who are like me, especially, you know, once I had gone on break from the podcast, I really didn't have much of an outlet other than my close circle of gay friends, or of queer friends. I didn't get the same fellowship. I didn't get to explore all the different points of view. I didn't get to have a sort of mirror with which to view myself. I didn't have an external queer lens or anything to really compare myself or explore. And I didn't have that comfort of being around people who were like me, and that comfort and validation that comes when you do get to fellowship with other queer people. And I know that sounds mushy, and I know that, you know, there are a lot of people out there who feel that there's a lot of toxicity in the within the LGBT community. And there is. I fully acknowledge that. There is. But thankfully, I have not really gotten to experience much of that toxicity. In fact, I feel welcome with open arms every time I go. I mean, they kind of know me now. I know I'm not an alcoholic, okay, but they know my drink as soon as I get to the bar. So, which, by the way, it's either a Captain and Sprite or Bacardi and Diet. Your girl is a rum drinker through and through. But that gives me the opportunity to go out and decompress all of that heteronormativity out of my body for one night a week. And, you know, perhaps the lesson here is that I need to find ways of doing that don't put me and others at risk. So there's some introspection for y'all. If y'all hate me, send me an email. No, but guys, for real, this COVID situation, I'm hoping that with the new administration coming in, that we have better regulations and better access to the vaccine, and hopefully the vaccine just keeps getting better and better as the trials keep going. That's what we can pray for, because, you know, I have very close family members, my grandfather in particular, who is isolated completely. And of course, it really is by his own volition, as it should be, but he has completely isolated himself in his home, and we'll come and visit, but we stand outside, we wear masks the whole time, and we don't stay there very long. And in a way, I guess I'm lucky that that's all there is to that situation. I'm glad that he's safe, and I'm glad that he's healthy, but I hate the toll that I feel is probably being taken on his mental health right now. So I'm hoping not that we get to take off the masks anytime soon. I'm tired of hearing people complain about the masks. It's almost been a year. You should be used to it by now. I mean, no harm, no foul. I know they're annoying, but still, it's the smallest thing you can do to protect yourself and others. But for people like my grandfather, I'm hoping that things get better soon so that they don't have to live in fear and they can not have to live in self-isolation. So, yeah. God, I'm so lighthearted and fun on this grand re-entry into the woods. What y'all think 2021 is going to be like? I know that what happened last week, I hope that does not set the tone for the rest of the year, the rest of the decade, the rest of our lifetimes. I know that for sure. Especially living in the South, I know that there is division all across the United States. I fully acknowledge that. But the South is red. Except for Georgia. Hey, Georgia! Come on, people of color influencing the election. If anything, this election has taught us that every vote counts. But really, the South is red. And it's such a visual metaphor because it's like a rash. It really is. It's festering. It's itching for retribution. I mean, after what happened at the Capitol, I really thought that would, and I foolishly thought this because I always foolishly think after some big hubbub like that that's gonna be it. Like, people are gonna snap out of it, but they didn't. You know, a lot of people didn't. And to hear the way that people down here are talking about it, a lot of people felt that it was justified. A lot of people feel either A, that it was justified, or B, that it was actually Antifa, which, no, there are a lot of holes in that logic, but we won't get into that here on this podcast. But I just want all of y'all to know that out here in the woods, things are boiling. It takes a toll on me having to hear that bullshit, because what can you say to somebody that is so convinced that these conspiracies are true? Even beyond the conspiracies, I heard a customer who is a regular at our bar say that the revolution is coming, and I quote, he said, "The revolution is coming. You can't keep the masses of conservative whites down for as long as you have. You cannot keep insulting us, and you cannot keep trying to make us your dog." He wasn't saying that to me, of course, because I was simply serving drinks and keeping my mouth shut and trying to mind my own business. But he said that to customers who all agreed with him and were very of the same mind. And I heard some drunk-ass Karens talking about what kind of name they were going to give themselves whenever they became a militia of women for Trump in the potential second civil war, y'all. I mean, look, I'm going to go back really quick to making gay history. I do not want to come here and speculate on the potential for a second civil war. I do not. I don't want to think of that possibility. I understand that is something that is on everybody's minds to a degree, but I want to believe with all of my heart that it won't have to come to that, and I don't want to encourage anybody who would want that possibility. I do not want to encourage that thought process in other people either. So it makes me uncomfortable to think of the gleeful nature that some people have with that. However, the only thing that I can speculate on is the toll these events and the attempts to make these kinds of events happen will take on people of color and other minorities like the LGBTQIA+ community. That is what really scares me the most, because we're going to get thrown to the wayside. We're going to be unwanted. We're going to be in the line of fire, because to a lot of people who think this way, we are a big part of the problem. We have exacerbated the disrespect to white conservatives and like-minded individuals, and it is scary. I think that's a legitimate fear for a lot of us. That's what's going on in your friendly gayborhood host's head these days, is the toll that events are going to take on the minorities in this country. Don't be afraid, though. That's my thing, though. Don't be afraid, because we are strong. We have numbers. If last summer proved anything, even if nothing gets done, we can organize and we can fight back. But once again, hopefully it doesn't have to come to that. It doesn't have to come to that. So, in the words of my favorite artist, St. Vincent, I fear the future. I fear the future. But not the future of this podcast. This podcast is going to be going strong for a long time. I truly believe that. We here at Out in the Woods have a game plan to keep these Southern queer voices coming to you, and to have these stories be told, and to enrich all of you listeners' worldviews with stories of of the dirty South from a queer perspective. Something you may not have considered before. Even if you have listened to every episode thus far, I doubt you'll be ready for what I have for you this season. But anyway, y'all be safe out there. I hope that y'all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, do everything that you can. Please tell a friend. And if you are not even remotely a Southern queer, but you know somebody who is, that would be a perfect fit for this podcast, by all means, please give them the contact info that I have given you 1 billion times. ontwpodcast@gmail.com, ONTW_podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and Out in the Woods on Facebook. Let them get in touch, because I will have them on this show in a heartbeat. Thank y'all so much for being here with me. I will see y'all again next week. I love y'all. Mwah. And thanks for coming out in the woods and into my closet.